Hi everyone, it's Gaylin, design team member with Unity Stamp Company. Today I have two stamp kits that I'm going to work with, and I'm using watercolor. I'm going to create a swoosh background in watercolor, and you can use one swoosh of watercolor. In this case I use two different colors, two swooshes or swipes. To begin, I have the Unity Stamp Company kit called So Well Done, and I think I used all of the stamps. I did use all of the stamps in this set, and I used the mouse from the kit called a Little Mousy. I have a die-cut watercolor piece of paper that's a watercolor paper in Canson watercolor. And I have archival ink because it's waterproof, and here's the Canson XL watercolor paper. I die cut that with my favorite things, dyes. I have Prima watercolor, and I mixed blue and yellow to get like a teal color. I pre-mixed that because I want to use a yellow swoosh and a teal swoosh. Now, it's just really a swipe or a way to bring color from one end of the paper to the next. And I didn't want a straight line, so I just made like a curvy, swooshy or swipey look. And you can go over this until you're satisfied with the color saturation. I used a wide paintbrush for this. And I just wanted something a little wispy, not so straight for the background. And so I added some more water because I want to add another layer of that yellow, a little lighter towards the top. And that sort of blends together nicely. It blends along the edges, and I wanted that. And then I dip it into that teal color that I made, and I swooshed it again. And so I'll do that until I like that color. And then I'll come back in the middle and blend it in the middle area. And I used a real wet brush for this because I want those colors to blend together a little more. You'll see in a minute. So I add some water and more yellow towards the top. You could stop with just one of these swooshes, and you don't have to put as much color down. I just wanted something for the center. So to move it, you just pick up that panel and you just let that watercolor run, and it can run together a little bit, and however you like it. It never comes out twice, so there's no real wrong way to do this. The only thing you want to make sure of is the colors that they don't blend too much so that it gets muddy. And so I heat set that. You can leave it out to dry. It takes a while to do, but either way is fine. I'm just a little impatient, and so I heat set that with a heat tool. Now, I used a stamp positioner called Misty. You can use, I like to use a stamp positioner, especially on watercolor paper, because it is thicker. And sometimes you need more than one pass on watercolor paper to stamp on it. And you want to make sure your watercolor panel is really dry, all the way dry, before you add ink. And this is waterproof ink by Ranger Archival in Cobalt and Saffron and Aquamarine. I'm going to use 3 colors. And so I use that Cobalt Navy color for the sentiment and the mouse. And then I'm adding some flowers in the Cobalt. And then I come in with the Aquamarine and the Saffron for the rest of the flowers. And just to give it a colorful look. And so there's the inks that I used. They're waterproof, and I like to use those for watercolor projects. And so I add foam tape to that panel after it's all dry, and I add twine to it and a few adhesive gems at the bottom, and there you go. It's real sweet. It's a colorful card. It's very, very easy to do. If you want to try watercolor, this is a good technique to try on smaller paper also. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you take a moment to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day.